Hi everybody and welcome back to another of our series of Cup of Tea with the Vet. Today we have got Serena Musto. Hello
Hello
Serena!
there. Hi, Donna. Thank you for having me here.
You are welcome. The lovely Serena is a fabulous vet and I'm really looking forward to getting to know her and learn more about her because she's got the really cool bio. But Serena, you introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. So I'm originally from Italy. I've been a vet for the past 15 years now. And my journey as a vet, working as a vet, started in Spain after graduation, where I did some first opinion with small animal and some work at the university as an intern. And then at some point I decided to move to UK to improve my career, to learn more. And I again did an internship that gave me a really good basis. And then I just decided I just understand I wanted to be a very good general vet. And so I've been doing a certificate. I gained more experience, and I'm a happy vet working every day in clinic. And recently, actually, I've been diversifying and working as a televet as well, which this has improved a lot my work-life balance. And so I do a bit of both telemedicine and working in clinic as well.
I think the best bit that you just said there was the fact that you said you're a happy vet. Yay for happy vets! We don't hear that enough. We do on the Cup of Tea with the Vet because it seems like only happy vets ever want to come on this show, so which is really good. But it's lovely to hear because unfortunately there are some that are not happy. So well done you for finding that work-life balance that works. And it's really nice because you are flooding yourself with education, so it's not like you're you're just doing nothing in order to be happy. You're actually doing a lot to be happy, which is fabulous. So yeah, well done. So there's lots to touch base on there. So you're from Italy and you've decided to come via Spain over to the UK, obviously from a career point of view. How has that been? Because obviously you must miss your family and stuff, or have you got family over here?
To be honest, I think I was young and I was just going into a new experience without really knowing what to expect, which is the best thing. Because if you overthink, then it's going to be more difficult to do things. And even though it has been very difficult, I miss my family. I was crying a bit at the beginning. The job was difficult. The language was different. Continuing to do it and, go through that pain, emotional, physical, it really made me stronger. And I'm still, using every day what I've learned from my first experience in UK and my internship. And, I really, sometimes it can be very scary, very difficult, but you need to just go through it and then it will come.
Yes. Did you speak English before you got here?
Really a bit. I was, moving from Spain, so I was speaking as my second language Spanish. So it was very difficult then to move to English as well. So, but again, it was difficult at the beginning, day by day, and then at some point you just, start speaking and understanding, and it's amazing.
How did you do that? Like, how did you get here? You must have started work relatively quickly. How did you learn the language so quick?
So obviously I have some basis from school, but school doesn't really teach you the real English, the one you really use on a daily basis. So I moved here. I did like an English course, started to practice as much as possible. Even going to the supermarket was practicing. And then I did some volunteering just to practice the English. And when I felt a bit stronger, I started to send CV. And then I was lucky enough to be accepted, for the internship.
How long did that take you?
About 6 to 8 months.
Wow,
which can be from job point of view, it can be a bit tricky, a bit scary, like, oh my god, I'm not working, what am I doing? And now I'm living in London, but at the beginning I lived out of London because it was easier to afford a house and all the bills.
Yeah, it's crazy. London is crazy. Where did you do your internship?
It was in Swindon. That's now referral.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, amazing! From Swindon.
Yes.
Ah, amazing. Yeah, I lived there for like 18 months.
Wow. What did you think of it? You can be honest.
I think
It's not very Italian, is it?
there are some nice places there, and around you can really enjoy nature and have walks. But the city, is not really peculiar. There is nothing really,
You just upgraded it. It's definitely not a city.
Apart from the magic roundabout, that is peculiar.
I know, right? I know everybody struggles with the magic roundabout, but us Swindoners are quite proud of it because to us it's just normal.
Yes, once you got it, you get it.
No, that's really cool. That's amazing. I'm gonna have to chat to you more about that. Just it's nostalgic for me, isn't it? So, but yes, the countryside around Swindon is beautiful, isn't it? There's some lovely bits up in Barby Castle and stuff like that. It's just gorgeous. So, yeah. Oh, good. You came over to a good bit of the UK. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really impressive. I've been trying to learn German for about 18 months now, and I'm not very far along in my Duolingo, but I am trying, and I do it every day, and it's really hard because I'm not immersed in it. So,
I know, and until you start talking and listening really on a daily basis, it's difficult, to catch the real language or the way of speaking, writing, and all that stuff.
It is. And every time I do meet a German person, I try really hard to speak to them, and then I just freeze. I'm like, I know what I want to say, but it's gone. I've got no idea how to say it. So I've got my challenge on Sunday. I'm meeting a German girl, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to have a conversation.
I think, there are people, they exchange conversation, like once a week you can meet and they can learn English and you can learn German. And that's, I think, a good way to do it practically, but, you're still home. You don't need to go there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. But I would just want an excuse to go there if we could ever actually.
Yeah, of course.
So what made you decide to be a vet?
So, since I was little, I went to school. I really only was interested in like science, biology. Everything else was really boring.
I agree.
So, at the end, I wasn't sure if I want to do human medicine or veterinary medicine because I always really love cats. It was like since I was born. I don't know why, but. And then at the last day, before deciding what to do, during that year, my dog got pregnant. She had 9 puppies.
Whoa.
And it was such an amazing experience, seeing life and helping my dog and looking after the puppies. It was like, I don't care about, looking after people, but I really care about animals. So it was like, vet school.
I completely agree. And I'll tell you this, it's quite funny, but I'm going to hope my husband isn't listening. He probably is. He was there at the time. But on Sunday, he decided to closely inspect the ice at the ice rink, very closely. What massive cut on his head. And I picked him up, got him off the ice and all that. Anyway, this girl came over to do his first aid, and I said, "Oh, good. So glad you're here to do that. That's disgusting." I literally did not want to deal with it. I was like, "Yeah, veterinary nurse here, but I'll let you deal with that." Yeah, and she said, "Oh no, I wouldn't want to deal with animals. That's too sad." I said, "Yeah, but people are disgusting."
Yes, it's like skin. Human skin is like I can't do it. I've done some injection to my mom when needed. I really did, but if I have to, if I have to choose to do it, I don't really like it.
That's exactly how I was. Yeah. No, that's completely how I was. I'd have dealt with my husband if I had to, but whilst there was somebody else volunteering, I was happy to leave them to it. So I completely understand that. So what's your favourite part of being a vet?
Every time, it might sound a bit cheesy, but every time a dog is happy because, has been sick and goes back home, or every time there is a good conversation with the client, so I've taught something to them, although they feel more confident, or every time really a dog has been sick and then suddenly you find out and they're feeling better and the therapy works, I love this job this part of this job.
No, that makes so much sense. And Absolutely love that answer. It's like probably one of my favorite answers, actually, because not everybody says that. You know, everybody has lots of good reasons why they're vets, but I think one of my favorite ones is when the vets are just happy to make a owner happy as well.
Yes,
Because
and
the owners need
pets,
to.
at the
Yeah.
end, the thing is, people not always, despite their best intention, understand what's going on, just because, there are different species. So fair enough, it's normal. And so our responsibility is also, in particular, I think, to teach people how they feel. This is another part which is really a bit still unknown. How do they feel? Just put yourself in their position. Don't think your dog is aggressive. Just feel he got scared, and to defend himself is just, try to bite someone. But you need to think why, not just. So yes, so it's really important. And this is when I get a bit frustrated sometimes at works, because we don't really have enough time, respect to the amount of cases we see or answer we have to, phone call or blood test to report. And sometimes it's really a shame, because prevention is actually when it makes a difference. Because if they know, and if they know how to monitor, if they're aware about what is normal and what is not, which is also our responsibility to teach, then that's our job.
I agree with you. I'm absolutely and completely agree with you. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And someone said it to me, and I thought this was the best description I'd ever had. It's no wonder that animals get scared of going to the vets. It is literally like being abducted by aliens. Like all of a sudden these random people are taking you somewhere with no communication whatsoever that's, of any real good sense, and you try and make them feel better or whatever, but ultimately they are being taken into a big black unknown place, and it's scary. And then all these crazy scary things happen, and frankly, that's the sort of things that people do say, that they've been abducted by aliens, and those things happen, very invasive. Those actually do happen to the animals, and they come home, they're like, oh my God, Mom. So it's no wonder at all. And that actually takes me on as well to ask about your cat behavior side as well. That's really lovely that you're doing a cat behavior course.
Yes, so I've decided to take another course certificate, and this time about cat behavior. Which has been really interesting. I've started last November, so I'm just nearly halfway through it, but it really has given me the opportunity to learn that there is really an unknown world about animals that we don't know about, smells and signs they leave, and marking the territory, and we really don't know anything about it. And we think because the cat is scratching the carpet, this is bad behavior, but actually the cat scratches the carpet because he's marking the territory, which is home, where he feels safe, and is a absolutely natural behavior. And we can expect the cat to stop scratching the carpet, but we can teach owners that if there are some scratching area, in the house, and so the animal is free to express their behavior, we can save the carpet and give the cat what they need. And so I'm doing this because I feel I have the responsibility to try to make for both owners and cats, life, an easy, better place. And actually, telemedicine is an opportunity to talk to people, because actually this is what you do. You talk, you don't touch, you don't check really. They do it with you, and it's a very nice opportunity to teach them. And sometimes some behavior tips, you have time during that 10 minutes to say something, or maybe to see them back. And so I'm hoping that in the future I can also help more, even home visit sometimes is something you can do, or even online you can do definitely some assessment and give some help in a lot of cases.
For sure. No, cat behavior, we all think about getting a dog behaviorist, but I've mentioned them to a few people in the past, and people say cat behaviorist, and I think largely it's what you say, because actually it's quite confusing. And I say, no, cats are incredibly complicated. You need the right behaviorist. And I've picked up things over time, as you obviously do, particularly when you're in the profession, but I know there's a whole heap more to know as well. And so it, like you say, it's just scratching the surface, isn't it? But it's incredibly interesting. I like that example you gave as well, because I can actually reflect on that a lot, because So my new dog, Bonnie, she's an absolute sweetheart, but she can also be a little bugger, and as they do, and she likes to chew things up. And so I was like, I've been like wrapping up like kibble into bits of paper, toilet rolls, things that she can chew up basically. So she knows that she can chew up the stuff that she's allowed to chew up. It all smells of kibble, and she can't chew up everything else. And it works really well. But my husband was like, really? You're going to let her chew up things? That's to encourage her to chew up things, and that's going to work, is it? And actually, it does work. I mean, you know, at times it fails, granted. I've had some rather interesting moments since. There was a very interesting moment with a box of eggs that she decided to hide and throw around. Rather messy. But, you know, it generally is working. So I think, yeah, you've just got to understand it and work with it. And,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and also, unfortunately, when there is an issue with the behavior, don't expect, you know, there is just one fix, easy solution. It's like, you know, working about our emotion and, you know, understanding of ourselves. You don't do it overnight. You do it through, you know, a path, and it's, you know.
Well, totally. I mean, we're all working on our mindfulness all the time. That's something we're constantly told.
Yes.
And that's something we have to learn. And when you actually get taught it, you're like, huh, that makes sense. But you think, that thing that makes sense, how did it take me 40 years to learn it? And you've had to tell me it.
And also, how do I do it now? Now I've understand it, and now what do I do?
Exactly. Yes. Behavior is so interesting on, you know, all fronts, human, animal, it doesn't really matter. It is fascinating. So yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, what else do you like to do in your spare time?
So I really like cooking as like a distress way of spending time. But also I really like, you know, I really enjoy food. So I like cooking for myself, for my friends. And I also like baking. So I quite often do breads and brioche and, you know, whatever we think we want.
That's lovely.
So it's very nice.
I made a baked Alaska at the weekend. I was well proud of myself. Have you ever done one of those?
What, sorry?
A baked Alaska?
I don't know.
You may not have heard of it.
No, what is it? It's a cake.
It is. It's a very classic, like 80s type pudding. Probably it is a bit British, I suppose. I don't know. But it's a cake and then ice cream and then meringue over the top. And then you cook it in the oven and the meringue stops the ice cream melting. And I was well proud of myself. So that's why I thought I'll bring that up.
That's very nice. How was it? Was it good?
Oh my God, it was amazing.
I can imagine.
What I have learned is you need to have a few friends around to make it. So I'd strongly recommend, if you like cooking, I would strongly recommend you give it a go, but you can't do it for just like a few of you because it's a giant cake with ice cream. There's no saving that. You have to eat it all. So
I got to. Okay, thanks for the tip.
Yes, no, you're welcome. I was foolish. We tried to get it through it between four of us. Nope, I had to put some in the freezer. And it was fine in the freezer, but yeah, it just wasn't the same. You know, frozen cake. It wasn't the same. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there are some stuff you need to eat.
Yes.
In that moment. That's the moment.
But that's really lovely. Yes, cooking is an amazing skill and definitely nice for your headspace. And I like making jam.
Yes, you know, wherever I think wherever you can do homemade is always nicer.
Oh yes, for sure.
Definitely.
So have you got any pets?
Not at the moment, but if you bring up pets, then I have to mention my cat. I had her for 21 years. Bless her.
Wow.
I met her when she was I got her when she was 2 months. And we have been together through, you know, Spain, UK, holidays.
She's moved with you. Wow.
For 21 years, yes. And from one side, I think I'm still, you know, mourning in some way.
I'm sure.
And from another side, to be honest, my life is quite busy, and I really go quite often back to Italy to see my mom. So, and I live in a very small flat right now with no garden. So it wouldn't be a fair relationship. And now, obviously, about everything I know about cats even more, I think this is not the right place. But I have my neighbors from outside, from downstairs cats, they come to visit every now and again. So I still, see pets, and all my pet friends are my friends. So I spend a lot of time with pets anyway.
Perfect. Well, exactly. You are immersed in it. So yeah, that is fair enough. Oh, bless you. I'm so sorry you lost your cat, but I do.
It's okay.
It's hard, isn't it? It is.
Losing them is just the end of the journey, but everything you spend, the time you spend with them, and all the experience, this is something we always
that you will never exactly it'll always be with you. You'll never leave it. So
yeah, and unfortunately, death is part of life, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's the rubbish bit.
Yeah, it is
definitely the rubbish bit. So, what part of being a vet grosses you out? I always like that question.
So, I really don't like eyes.
No, I don't like eyes.
Like, obviously, if a pet has an issue with the eye, I'm able to do my job.
Yes,
but
of course.
When it comes to a surgery on an eye, I wouldn't really be able to do that. Actually, I never really have this type of skill. I never really improved it because I just can't do it.
No, I can well understand that. Yes, there are definite things about eyes, aren't they? They're a bit googly. And when they...
Yeah, and also they're so delicate and so small. So it's really a delicate... I'm not really a surgeon. I'm more like a medic. I really like diabetes, gastroenteritis, breathing issue. Everything which is clinical rather than surgery.
That is fair enough. I completely agree. So what would your dream achievement be if time and money was no object?
So I said before, I'm a happy vet.
Yes.
And this is because I spend a lot of time during my life trying to training to be a happy vet. Now what I'm really working on is trying to be a happy person, more than happy, like in peace. So my answer would be try to find the right balance within myself and really be able to look after myself properly, know who I am, what do I want. So like really
soul-finding, you're soul-searching.
Yes. So if I find myself, then everything else can work better. So rather than, having a big project about something outside, if I found balance here, then everything else is gonna work even better.
You sound so Buddhist right now. You sound so Buddhist. And you sound like you have found yourself. So well done. It's very self-aware.
Yeah, I'm working on it because, as we said before, awareness is just part of it. Then it's every day, you need to do things for yourself, and it's not always you want to do them.
No, that is fair enough. So if you could do a Facebook Live with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
So I said I love cooking. So probably there is a very famous, important pastry chef, Italian pastry chef, which is called, I don't know, Eugenio Massari is pronounced in Italian. So I would really love to have a chat with him to ask him a few questions about some of his recipes, so I can make better cakes. Or, for example, the profiteroles is really good. So, or the perfect croissant dough, for example.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
To ask him some questions.
You can also ask him about baked Alaska, but you might not know. That's amazing. That's not Gino, as in the guy who's on TV and does the breakfast program or anything. It's another Gino that we don't know about.
No, but there is another one you might know. He's a big guy with beard. He's actually from near my city, Naples. He's called Cannavacciuolo. No, they are part of MasterChef, but the Italian version.
Oh, I see. No, that's like.
I know it's too Italian. Sorry, my answer was really Italian.
No, it doesn't matter at all. It's absolutely
brilliant. That I'm talking about someone that is just famous and he's a pastry chef. So, he's not really on
It doesn't matter, because we
I
might have
know.
other Italian people or other pastry chef people watching this show who are thinking, oh, I'm going to look that person up now.
Yeah.
And, and it definitely was somebody different to the usual David Attenborough. So, yes, that is absolutely brilliant answer. So, what can you tell me something that people don't know about you?
I don't know. Maybe that I can be angry sometimes when there are some stuff that maybe upset me.
You really think nobody knows that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe people that don't know me really well.
Fair enough.
You're talking about people. I don't know. Or
I
maybe
put you
people.
on the spot now.
I know the answer. People don't know that I'm growing my own. A lot of people don't know that I'm growing my own veggie. This is something really brand new.
There you go. Awesome.
Yes, I started to do a few months ago, and it's not really. I mean, something really I kept between me and my friends that are actually making me using the roof to do this roof garden I'm running. Amazing.
That's what I was going to ask. If you live in a flat, where are you doing it? So you've got a roof garden.
Yes. So basically, I have a group of friends, and my partner is part of them. That lives just around the corner, 10 minutes walking from my house. And they have this house, and on top of the house there is this amazing roof, which is theirs. And on February, I just went up there and was like, guys, we should do some veggie here. They were like, okay. And I was like, okay. And then I started to read everything I could, and without really knowing anything, I have so many plants now.
Wow.
Very nice. I really recommend it to everybody.
That is amazing. Yeah, it's I think gardening is a real it's a life journey. Like, that's what I've concluded, because basically you learn stuff every year and you think you know that because you've just learnt it, and you think that's it, I know that now. And then the next year it dies and you think, why did you die? That's not part of the, I read this, you're not supposed to die. And then they do anyway, and then some of them regrow and you say, no, didn't say regrowing, definitely didn't. And then also,
I know,
it's a nightmare. I've got no idea what I'm doing when it comes to gardening, but I keep giving it a go. And then eventually I learn some stuff, and I've got a few asparagus going, and everybody says, oh, you've grown asparagus. And I'm like, amazing. Well, I did grow 10 and I've got 3. So I don't know that that's very successful, but my
3 is going to produce some asparagus, I'm pretty sure.
They do. Yes, they do. And one of them was growing massive, absolutely massive. We get loads of asparagus out of it. But yeah, it's so bizarre. So anyway, that is a very cool something.
But
so,
you are right. I don't really have a clue neither. And I'm finding I'm learning while I'm doing it, because online, even if you buy some books, they give this like 1 page per plant in the way they grow, you plant them, you harvest them, and what to expect, but they don't tell you about so many things that can happen. So yeah, but that's the nice part of the experience,
Absolutely. My biggest thing I've learned is that, because they always tell you don't overwater it, but don't underwater it. But that's not an answer, is it? That's like not actually an answer. And basically, I've just decided that I've just learned that I am nowhere near watering anywhere close to enough. And I think I need to use tons more water than I actually use. And so that was my learning curve this year. And my beetroot is now decent sized instead of these teeny weeny little things that you can't actually eat. So nice. Yeah, I think that was my learning curve for this year. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I've still got to eat them yet. Who knows what they taste like? But I've tried, so that's all good. So what's my next question? What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Oh God, that's a difficult question.
Moving to England?
Well, actually, that was quite spontaneous. It was like, I'm not happy here. I think I should improve. I go, yeah, thank you. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, that is a big thing, to be fair. That is a big thing.
Yes.
Is that it then? That's the one you're going with?
Yes, I think so. I also want to say that it's not easy, as it's not for everyone, really change culture and be away from home. but at the same time, for me, has been very good decision because I've got here my independency, independence, and I have a life. I have, friends, and I have the opportunity to go back home very easily because I'm in London. I'm not, in Australia, for example. Yes, it was spontaneous and well done.
Very well done. I think you're incredibly brave. And it's funny though, because I always use that word with a sort of twang because to me it seems brave, but to you, you're just thinking, it's not brave, that's just what I did. And but yeah, we all have bravery labeled in a different way, right? It looks different to everybody. But
yes,
yeah.
but I'm aware you need to be brave, and yes, to continue also to live abroad and your family and your friends and the food from Italy.
Yes, well, it's all right. You can just keep making it over here. It's fine. But yes, you're probably thinking your flour's not good enough. We just don't have Italian flour over here. You'd have to. Oh my God, your face just said, yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But I didn't want to say it out loud.
Maybe.
There you go. I can just feel it. I can feel the vibes. So I want to also ask, because I have to ask all my vets, what do you love about physio?
So I think what I love about it is that it can really improve quality of life. From a small injury, like something the dog is recovering from, so you need to go back to 100%, up to, in particular, when we have senior dogs or senior cats or senior animals, and if there is some sort of awareness, so the owner knows how to monitor and what's going on, knowing and then acting straight away, so talking to the vet, make some changes in the house, it really changes the way they are, living and dealing with that part of their life, which has to be in the same way they live their puppy life. They need to be comfortable, happy, eating, drinking, nothing because they're old is normal.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That was a very good answer and most appreciated. So thank you very much. Yes, I definitely love it for all those same exact reasons, from injuries through to old age, and old age is definitely my favorites. So yes, thank you very much. That was lovely. So have you ever worked with any sort of other species throughout your career? Because obviously you've talked about cats and the smallies. Have you done any other species work?
So during my university, I studied for a year in Barcelona, and I did some practice with horses and cows. But the best answer for this question is, while I was working in Wales, I worked there for a year in Pembroke, so really at the end of Wales, in the middle of nowhere, me and my cat. I had a few wildlife. So once was like a duck with something just stuck around the tongue. So I helped the duck, cut it off, check everything, and it was released. And once was a howl. It was so scary, I didn't know what to do. Oh my God, that he had some sort of incident, and it just stayed overnight. We find, I was checking, nothing was wrong. And then I managed to release it. And it was amazing. It was like 9 o'clock in the evening, please fly. And it went away. And another time, these are my experience with different animals, a little snake, a pink snake, got stuck.
Snake?
Yes, I'm sure there are, some pink snake, but sorry, I don't know the exact species. It got like stuck because the thermometer that was in her cage fell off, and it got stuck on the tape that was holding the clock. So fortunately, nothing happened, and we managed to kind of gently remove the little snake from the tape.
Oh wow!
But nothing major, because I'm not really an exotic vet or
No, that's fair enough. And I think it's totally reasonable to know where your limit is and to get for the right help. It's just that I do know that obviously some people, you like with your owl situation, you just end up in these situations where you are the person who's available, and that's what's got you've got to figure it out. So yeah, I completely understand that. And obviously just picking up now the fact that you've worked in Wales as well. You've just stuck to the M4, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Just worked each end of the M4. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Did you like Wales though? Because it's very pretty.
Yes. Really, really like the surrounding, and you know, all the places you can visit, the nature you can be in contact with is amazing. Food as well is very nice, and people as well, very nice. But it was really, really far away at the end. When I wanted to go home, it was really long journey, and you know, I then moved to Birmingham for a while, and then once I decided I really want to continue to live in this country, I then moved to London, because it's a bit, you feel your culture here a bit more, and you feel like less away from home. I don't know how to explain this feeling, but it's like there
London's
is, you know,
very diverse.
Yes, there is all sorts of communities and things to do, and you know, like people are used to foreign people, so it's better. It's just, and also there is pizza available every time.
Oh bless you. Oh bless you. No, that's really lovely. That is, you know, that's a lot of different places in the UK actually as well, because there's a hell of a lot of difference between Wales and Birmingham and Swindon and London. They are, I mean, they couldn't be more diverse really in what they are. So yeah, that's really cool. And
I'm actually very proud that I have been moving around and working in different places, met new people, different peoples, different, you know, even within this culture, different, you know, way of living the culture. And you know, it really helped me. And when once I decided I wanted to be here and moving to London, then, you know, it was a really a decision from an experience, not just, you know, I moved to UK, I go to London.
Totally.
Yeah.
So do you think you're going to stay here now, or, you know, never say never?
Yes, never say never, but now, you know, I'm quite happy. My telemedicine job gives me a lot of flexibility. I can work from Italy sometimes, you know, and I don't really need to go away from the place where I really build up my life at the end.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, the telemedicine has definitely opened a lot of doors for a lot of people, hasn't it? So
yes, amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, she's done a very good
You have met Jess before.
Yes, I have. Yes, she's absolutely lovely. She came and did one of these shows.
I know, one of the best boss I ever have.
Oh, good.
Yes.
She's really, really lovely. So yeah, that's really good. So what's one of the most memorable parts of your career so far?
Ooh, memorable parts. Well, to be honest, the first thing that comes to my mind was I have been working in a clinic in London for like 2.5 years. Has been my longest job.
Oh wow!
And I know it's not that long, but the people where I was working with, so the team I had, receptionists, nurses, even my boss at the time. Now, you know, the company has been taken over by someone else. It was really nice, a really nice work environment, not just in my clinic, but also we were like 3 sister branches, so we were like working together, having training days, and that was really I was feeling, you know, happy in terms of, you know, from personal point of view. I was learning, I was, you know, just doing my job with all my experience, putting more stuff into the team. And yeah, that was very nice period. Then obviously, because the job is too much pressure for the way I decided to live my life, then I had to move into Locum. But that was very nice period, and I thanks my colleagues for that, because they were, you know, part, because it was a good period and a good job.
Oh, that's lovely. No, that's really lovely. That is lovely. So I think it's probably one of my last questions, but this is a really nice question, and one of the watchers actually asked this once, and I thought this is a great question. If it was your birthday and you could have one wish, what would it be?
Oh God, really? I don't know. I know.
The pressure of the cake, right?
No, I would really love to do like agricultural course to learn a bit more about plants.
Oh wow!
So I would really love if someone would, organize that for me as a present, so yeah, something like that.
That is a really, really cool wish, actually. I don't think I've ever had one that's quite that good. So, yeah.
Which is something I'm going to do anyway at some point. So if someone want to just give me as a gift, that's even better.
No, that is brilliant. So I went to agricultural college, and where I was, we had horticultural class there, and they were always so happy. They were really happy. But actually what was quite interesting is they were all older students as well, so like you won't even feel uncomfortable in that situation. Like, I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't anyway, you're clearly very confident, but some people don't want to go back to college because they think, oh no, it's just for kids. But actually the people that were on the horticultural course were always that bit older anyway, so and I'm not saying you're old, so don't worry, but I can see you're not 18. So yeah, I think you'd gel right in there, and it would be absolutely brilliant. And it's a really lovely learning environment as well, because it's just different to, I call it towny college. I sound like such a snob. Agricultural college and towny college, but yeah, the Aggie colleges are really good. So I hope that happens for you as well at some point, because that's just wonderful, and it will really just enhance everything. You'll know what you're talking about, as long as you don't leave the profession and go and become a gardener.
No, I don't think so. But who knows? Maybe someday I will have my house and I can have my little, piece of land, and I can grow my veggie and I can do it properly. Because now I'm just experimenting.
That would be really cool. Oh my God, you're going to be one of those people with a beautiful little English chocolate box cottage and all the lovely roses on it and all that stuff. Yeah, it's the dream. It's the dream.
It's the dream.
So my last question is, can you give us your top tip for dealing with pain?
Top tip for dealing with pain. I think a bit related to my other question, my other answer. I think to be aware of it. So don't assume your dog, because he's getting older, is a bit, it's normal for him to be slowly on walk or having issue, jumping on the sofa or thinking about it a bit longer, all these type of things are never normal. So, and also be aware what your dog needs in every stage of their life. So I'm a fan of prevention and awareness. So I think because if you know about that, then you have access to all the people that can help you. You don't need to know what to do in advance. This is, our job to teach you and follow, obviously, because it's case by case. We don't have like just a protocol. So it's always different. We have so many breeds, so many problems. So just be aware about it, and and it'll be fine. It will be definitely better.
That is an excellent tip. So yeah, be aware of life stages, and prevention is better than cure. And yeah, I completely agree with you. I had a conversation with somebody on Tuesday actually, and I was saying that your dog's middle-aged now. She was mortified, and I said, it's not a bad thing, but you just got to acknowledge that we're not in the puppy phase anymore. We've moved to the next stage, and we're not in old age yet, but it's not like all of a sudden they hit 8 and they're a geriatric. There's a whole lot of stuff before that, and there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to come after that. So being aware and just being on that journey, and just being mindful that none of us do anything the same when we're age 40 as we did when we were age 20, and that is not unreasonable, and we're not doing the same age 90 as we are doing age 70 or 80 either, but their whole life changes, their entire life, in just 10 of our years, and in 10 of our years we change nothing really. And so, yeah, it's hard to get that perspective and remember it, isn't it? So, yeah, that was an excellent tip, Serena. Most appreciated. So thank you for that. It's good backup. Lovely. So, Serena, it's been absolutely wonderful having you on. Thank you so much to everybody who's watched. And yeah,
thank you very much for having me. It was very nice experience. Lovely to meet you, and goodbye to everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.